Good morning. My name is Lauren Story, and I am author of Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories, known as America's Book of Treasure. And I'm here today to offer you a brief commentary on the coronavirus. I'm titling this talk, The Bitter Cup of an Invisible Disease. The University of Michigan's football stadium has a capacity of 107,000 individuals. And many times during the course of a college football season, at least 5 or 6 times a year, at home games, the stadium is brought to capacity. When you think about the coronavirus and what it is doing right now in our society, up through today, we have lost 97,000 individuals since January. And the predictions by the CDC state that we will lose another 50,000 by the end of August 2020. That's 150,000 individuals, or at least a time and a half larger than the crowd at the University of Michigan football games. Just think about that. The cheering, the celebration of the crowd silenced and replaced by 150,000 Americans who have been deceased because of this disease. That is a sobering fact. That's a sight to see when we think about it. I mean, we have, as Americans, we've experienced losses before. We've had a gut-wrenching, soul-searching civil war that we endured. We've had 2 world wars that we've gone through. Korean War, a Vietnam War, a Gulf War. These are all major conflicts. But we are fighting right now for the soul of our existence, actually. You see, we thought that one day an alien would fly in from another world and land, and some entity would come out of the spaceship and say, "Take me to your leader." Well, we didn't know that the enemy would be so cunning and baffling, and it would be unseen, it would be microscopic, and we would have to figure out a way to mount up a challenge against this unseen force. See, because this force is not playing games with us. I mean, it wants to kill us. It wants to separate our body from our soul. It wants to take us away from this beautiful planet that has circled the solar system since the beginning of time almost, or at least 4 billion years. So we are going to have to challenge ourselves. We're going to have to band together. We're going to have to gather the strength and the vitality to know that now we are one and not many. The great American founding father Benjamin Franklin said, "We must all hang together, lest we shall all hang separately." And there's a responsibility right now we have to communicate with each other, to strategize with each other. You see, life is not going to be the same as it was. We all know that. We all know that waking up in the morning and going to the shopping center and being part of large crowds and doing things that economically were just second thoughts are now going to be challenges for us. So we're going to have to band together. It's going to take every man, woman, and child, every person, to think about what can each of us do as individuals to mount up a challenge to this force that we're up against. We must never lose sight of the hurt and the pain that our fellow man, woman, and child may be experiencing during this crisis as they lose their loved ones. Because we must all know and understand that but for the grace of God only, we could be the next victim of this incredible monster. You know, this force, it's not forgiving. It's not honest. It's not forthright in any way. It wants to destroy us. And so if we know that, we're going to have to pull together on the same rope of courage. We're going to have to drink from the same cup of hope. And we're going to have to know that, as John Kennedy said, we cannot shrink from this responsibility. We must accept it. Not accepting this responsibility means that we will fade away and we will die. We as human beings, we are better than that. We are stronger than that, and we have more courage and spirituality in that. You see, I'm going to tell you a little secret. The way we're going to be able to defeat this unseen force that we are wearing masks on our face every day, and we are using social distance, and we are not assembling in crowds to avoid. The way we're going to fight this unseen force is going to be with the unseen power of faith. Because faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It's going to take that kind of power to overcome this mega unseen power. And we can do it because we have the strength and the knowledge to do so. So what can we do today? We can call up 5 or 6 people, and we can challenge them, and we can say, make a list of every day for the next 6 months what you are going to do. Create an ingredient for your resistance. Plan every day to do something significant, to bring attention to the remedy to help change our lives. It may be helping someone else that can't help themselves. It may be going to the grocery store to get something for someone that is unable to do so. That we must sacrifice something that we want ourselves in order for someone else to have. It is not a choice in this, folks. We have to do this in order to survive. 2,000 people are dying every day. Think about everyone that you've seen on any given day of the week are dead the next week. How about that? How about thinking of all your classmates that you went to college with, all your best friends, all your loved ones, all dead in a week? That is, again, a sobering thought. If that doesn't wake up the strength within you, and if that doesn't give you the courage to stand up and scream to the highest hills, let's band together. Let's do this together. It's not about race or ethnicity or economic status. It's about the basics of survival. And we must survive. A great American poet said one time, the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. And we are in for a major conflict, and we will come out victorious. And our victory will not be cheap. Our victory will be filled with love and kindness. It will be filled with sacrifice. It will be filled with a measure of humility as we challenge this scourge of society. I want to thank you for listening to my brief commentary. I want you to know that the book Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories has over 80 life stories, and they're all designed to help give you the courage and the fortitude to stand up against pain, suffering, loss, frustration, loneliness, fear, all those things that might plague you. And remember, this virus, it flies in like a black plague of locusts, wanting to take our lives. So read some of those stories in the book, and I think you will enjoy it. And I look forward to talking with you at my website, www.lawrencestory.com, and on YouTube, and whatever opportunity we have, we want to spread the message. Thank you so much. God love you and your family. Stay safe. And remember, we can do this together through faith. Have a great day. Bye. The main book, Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories, and the 3 workbooks. Workbook number 1, Believe Through Faith, and workbook number 2, Striving for Dignity and Character, along with workbook number 3, Transitioning Through Life Without Fear, are 3 excellent workbooks that work in concert with the main book.
This is Living in Green Pastures with Life Stories, America's Book of Treasures. I'm Lauren Story-Witt.